Welcome to Happy Wolf Art, and this is my Instagram page for those of you who aren't following me on Instagram. This week we're doing a sketch of the peculiar purple pie man of Porcupine Peak, and last week we did a drawing of Strawberry Shortcake. This is the sketch here that we ended up with, and here is the final version in Procreate. If you're interested, do give a quick look at my Instagram, Happy Wolf Art 1 with the underscores. There's a time lapse of Strawberry Shortcake here, and also other art projects. I was recently on the podcast Cartoonist by Night. Do check that out. That's a really fun podcast of cartoonists. I'm working on a spooky comic at the moment, and various other projects. I have 2 prose stories of the California Kids with a lot of my art in it. Those 2 are done. And also a comic called To Fight a Hessian, and this is the Eddie character here. That's in color and black and white, and also in prose too. So anyways, we're here to draw the peculiar purple pie man of Porcupine Peak. It's a little bit of a tongue twister, but here we go. And I'm drawing sort of through the phone a little bit, so there's going to be a little bit of a disconnect. But so the purple pie man, it's best to start off with his nose. Okay. And his nose is actually pretty large. It's one of the largest elements of his face. Okay, so it's sort of a C shape. And then you want to start your eyes. I always start here on the left one. Remember, you don't want the eyes to be bigger than the nose because it is one of his defining features. So here I can already see that the eyes are pretty close in size to the nose, but that's okay. We can always change that later. So another little inverted C shape. Same thing on the other side. So inverted C shape. Okay, remember to keep your lines loose. These sketchy lines, they don't have to be hard, pushed down hard on the paper. You want to keep your hand light so you can erase these lines in case you don't like them. And he has these beady eyes, so you can just put in 2 circles. And remember, you can pause this video at any time if I'm going too fast, just to see the different steps. Now, when you're drawing characters, oftentimes if you have white all around their eyes, it'll make them look crazy or scared or something like that. It's the white of the eyes are showing all around. So he's a villain, so he's going to have these beady eyes. Now his eyebrows, they're just little cloud shapes, and so all you have to do is these little half C shapes like this, like that. Okay, notice that your eye line went through that, and that's fine. You can erase that later. Okay, and that's also one of the reasons why you should sketch lightly. Okay, so you can erase some of those lines. Go ahead and put another one. There, he has these bushy cloud eyebrows. And one of the defining features of the pie man is his mustache. So we're almost there. For his ears are weird. They're sort of a biscuity shape. They start here, okay, sort of at the eye level. They don't go down below the nose, okay, so they sort of stop right in there. So you do a half circle, okay, and you have this sort of fatty, bulby section right here. Okay, do the same thing on this side. Remember, you don't have to have one single line. You can have multiple lines, so you can change it if you don't like how it looks. Okay, and right now it doesn't look like the peculiar purple pie man yet. There's a couple really features that make him who he is, and his mustache is one of them. So what I do with the mustache is I start here on the side of the nose, and I go up Go down, and then it's a curly Q. Okay, and then this part of the mustache is thicker. Okay, and so you can sort of blend it out like that. Okay, and if you extend it out really far, it sort of looks like him a lot too, so you can exaggerate this if you want. Down. Okay, and I didn't do the mustache the same on this side, but that's okay. One of the other features that is really identified with him is this chin line, and it's really difficult to get correct. Okay, so what I do is draw a straight line. He has this long extended chin, and I do about a halfway mark like this, and then I'm drawing a line really lightly down here, and at this point, this is where I'm bending in and I'm curving it. Okay, now I'm going to change this line here to give his face a little bit more detail, but for now you can draw it lightly, just straight down. Okay, same thing here, coming down off the ear. Once you get into this line area, start your curve, and that way these chin curves will line up. Okay, and he has this long, narrow chin here. Now I start off straight here, but I always go back and change these. And so what I do usually is I curve in, and then I come back out, and then back towards the chin. Okay, and that gives his chin a little bit more detail and feature, structure. Same thing on the other side, like that. And then he always has this really big grin, right, because he's up to mischief. Okay, start off with this, just a curved line, and then it goes down, line goes down here, and then a curved line down here. Okay, you can play with the size of the mouth and so forth. So he's starting to look like himself right now. And he has really big front teeth, so I draw a loose line there. Okay, a couple sort of rectangles, and you can put some smaller teeth in the back if you want. He has some smaller teeth. I usually make them a little bit crooked. Some villains often have yellow or crooked teeth. And then you can put a tongue in there, and all you need is a little curved shape for a tongue in the background. All right, and then one of the other features that's very Purple Pie Man is his hat. And oh, we forgot his hair also. His hair is another particular feature. So his hair is 4 lines. So I start here, and I just go out. Okay, remember these lines don't have to be perfect. In the cartoon, if you look at it, they're a little bit squiggly, makes them look a little crazy. And then the next one is a little bit further down and not as long as the previous one, right? This one's the longest, and then they become gradually shorter. Okay, move down, and then move down. Same thing on this side. Start off with a long one. Okay, next one I touch the ear. Third is a little bit shorter, and the fourth one is the shortest. Okay, this mustache is actually going up a little bit high into the hair, but that's okay. All right, and then the last feature is his hat, and he has a really tall baker's hat, and I start off with sort of a little bit of a curved shape. Okay, generally speaking, his hat's going to be really tall, sort of a rectangular shape, but if you start with a little bit of a curve, it suggests that there's a piece of his head under there. Okay, and his hat is really sloppy, irregular. It's bending. Little line in, little line out. Okay, similar you can do on this side if you want, just some zigzag lines. Remember these lines, if you don't like them, you can always change them. All right, then we get to the top of the hat, and there's a couple little tricks to the top of the hat. What I do with the first line is I start down here, okay, And there's going to be 3 C shapes. So 1, sorry strawberry, we're going to have to color on you. 2, okay, and then the third one comes here. Okay, actually let's make that one more round, and I'm going to erase strawberry a little bit here so we can see our hat a little bit better. Okay, so 3 C shapes. Bring it back here, but behind this line, that'll suggest that this goes off in space in the back. And then we have a line here in the front, and what I do is I cross over this line again, and just another couple C shapes. These don't have to be super regular. Some of them can be quirky because the hat is sort of wild and messy and sloppy, but these are all just C shapes, one after another. Okay, and I bring it over and in front of this line. Okay, so there it is. There's the Purple Pie Man of Porcupine Peak. I can tell just by looking at this that the hat is a little bit stocky here, or wide, and it could be taller. Okay, strawberry was here, and so I shortened it up, but I'll give you a couple other views. There, his hat is a lot taller. Okay, so you could practice these also. All right, so that's your sketch. You can get a white piece of paper, overlay it, and really refine these lines. I'll scan this image into Procreate and do my inking and add some color, and then on the next video I'll start off by showing that image, the final version. Also, I'll post the time lapse on my Instagram, so again, if you have a minute, stop by my Instagram, and here it is really quickly, Happy Wolf Art 1, and I'll post that for you. So here's the strawberry shortcake. So I take that in, and then I do the line work over it, adding colors. It's a 30-second video, so it's really quick. And then add the color. And you can really refine these lines in this last version, make them exactly how you want them, and then you'll have a finished piece. All right, and that's it. So thank you for joining me, and we'll do this again soon. All right.